isn't it? Okay, so now we get to transition into hearing from Debbie Uttecht, who's the partner and marketing lead for Microsoft. She's product and partner marketing exec in development strategies, cross-functional teams, partner engagement. She's a strong leader and mentor. There is no doubt of that. And she's all about cross-group initiatives and experience. She's got a bunch of experience in software, PC, and peripheral hardware. So please help me welcome Debbie Uttecht. She's going to talk about cloud jobs, how to secure a job in the 4.5 trillion cloud industry and assemble your dream job. Thanks for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Thanks for that warm introduction. I'm so excited to be here and hope you enjoyed the conference so far. Definitely enjoyed that last session with Adriana. Very interesting stuff to think about and learn about. My mind's a little blown, so now I need to switch to my own topic here. My name is Debbie Uttecht, and as Patty said, I lead our partner marketing for training and skilling, as well as Microsoft certifications within Microsoft. And I'm excited to get started and talk with you. We can go to the next slide. So let's start by talking about the rapid digital transformation in both our lives and our work. At the turn of the millennium, which is now 22 years ago, internet and PDAs were all the latest disruptive technologies. Back then, believe it or not, organizations were thinking, should I have a website or do I not need a website? Now today, with internet adoption being 50% of the world's population, it's unfathomable to think of a reputable business not having a website. So it really shows the rapid change of transformation. Smartphones started as PDAs, and now 52% of the world's internet traffic comes from mobile devices. So today we're still seeing disruptive technologies across industries. While artificial intelligence has been around for a long time, many organizations are just now seeing the potential. All industries are using some form of AI at this point, and I'll share one of my favorite examples in just a few minutes. With new technology comes new cybersecurity threats as well. And to keep and stay protected, keep up with these threats, many organizations are investing in cybersecurity solutions. They were projected to reach $6 trillion last year. So now globally, there are 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs, and the gap is only getting wider. Cybersecurity needs people, and this is a great example of where I want to go today is, cybersecurity roles really needs diverse people with different personal and work backgrounds to narrow that gap in those roles. And while technology has brought all this disruption, on the next slide, I really want to talk about that unprecedented opportunity. And here we are seeing that digital transformation is creating benefits for both industry and society. The World Economic Forum estimates the opportunity to be 100 trillion, and that's with a T, over the next 10 years. So that's just huge opportunity. And that's creating an accelerated need for new jobs and technology skills to keep up with that significant change. It's projected that next year, 27% of roles in technology will be net new, just new roles created. And 54% of employees will need to reskill or upskill to maintain their work. So the skills gap is becoming especially concerning for employers. 40% of them expect this sort of shortage to negatively impact their business by not being able to fill those roles. With COVID-19, that's escalating the inequities that we see in all of these needs that I'm talking about for women and people of color. Overall, women's jobs are 1.8 times more vulnerable in this crisis than men's. And that's because women over-index in industries that are more hard hit, like hospitality. I'm sure you've heard a lot of statistics this week, many of them very similar. probably to these. There's a lot of studies right now around this, and they're just staggering stats. So I want to talk about how we ensure women like you are able to fill these jobs or reskill or upskill to keep your current jobs, right? As technology continues to grow and change. And so we also want to help employers fill those shortages. So if we go to the next slide, I'll start with my favorite story, which is about a restaurant server at Abiya. Abiya is a small Japanese restaurant that has been passed down for 3 generations. And now they're doing some custom machine learning at this restaurant. The server that you see there in this restaurant learned machine learning and is now building custom AI models to better serve their customers. I love this story because it shows that anyone can use our capabilities and services to innovate and learn new skills and make a difference. And this might not be the typical cloud role model, right, that you know and think of when you think of cloud jobs. I think many of the questions that I got before this session were questions like, how do I transition to a tech or a cloud role? What advice do you have for me starting out in cloud? Well, my first comment is welcome. You're very needed in cloud roles. Last fall, we did a survey, partnered with Skillsoft for a survey to do an in-depth study of women who work in technology. 45% of the women surveyed said that men outnumber them by ratios of 4 to 1 or greater. And this survey was just conducted last fall. So while women make up about half of the workforce, it's just not true in technology. And we really do need that diversity. We need women in those jobs so those companies can be better. And every company is now a tech company. I think that's also what this Abiya example showcases. The other thing I want to mention is that your current skills and capabilities transfer to a tech role. You know, I started out in working in a brokerage firm, basically an assistant to the brokers who sold stocks and bonds. I then worked at a game company where I started in promotions and then worked my way up and was the brand manager for kids' games. And those marketing skills, those product management and office skills all transfer to similar roles within Microsoft. So now I've been at Microsoft 16 years, and I came to Microsoft with those skills and then grew and learned all about our cloud products. So that really shows that the current skills you have can transfer. So if you're an awesome project manager, those skills are needed in many of the cloud roles, in administration, in engineering, many roles across the gamut, really. So that's something to think about as you're thinking about where you fit. You know, you might not see those role models in every day, but they're there and your skills do transfer. So now let's look at the certification, kind of my thoughts on where to get started and how to find your dream job. So here I've got four steps that I recommend for anyone who's new or considering jumping into a cloud role. First, always be curious. You have such great allies here, including me, through Women in Cloud and through attending events like these. I hope you're making connections, but also doing some hands-on learning through the boot camps. Be sure you're also going to Women in Cloud job board and looking at the roles that are open there. Note what interests you, as you're having conversations throughout this event or you're attending sessions throughout this event. What are the things that are interesting to you, and note that down. Then once you have an idea of that interest, become a learner. One of the great ways to do that is to go to Microsoft Learn and start exploring different learning paths based on the roles that interested you. Microsoft's mission is to really help every person on the planet achieve more. And so one of the ways we're doing that is through Microsoft Learn. It's free self-paced learning that's aligned to Microsoft certifications. So the second link there you see is all of the cloud-based role-based certifications that we offer at Microsoft. And so you can explore those, read the descriptions, and see where you want to go next. The next thing you do, now that you've taken some training, workshops, you've completed other activities and gained skills, announce those new skills on LinkedIn. By updating your profile with those cloud skills, you're letting your network and hiring managers know, and that will get noticed. This step is often missed. In fact, every time I say this, I'm reminding myself as well. Make sure you're updating with those skills you've gained, and that will lead to opportunities. Lastly, continue your training. Some of you may know we launched an Azure scholarship, which includes our 3 Azure fundamentals courses and certification with Women in Cloud about a year ago, or over a year ago now. And that scholarship gets you access to Coursera, where you can then take those courses. So I'm thrilled to announce that we've just unlocked an additional 500 scholarships. If you're interested in Azure, if cloud AI, Azure AI or Azure data is what interests you, please apply for the scholarship. And the link is there. I can also put it in the chat. So that is what I wanted to present. I tried to go fast. I wanted to just cram everything into my time. But so now I'll stop and say thank you for your attention to this and to my ideas. And I look forward to seeing your questions and comments in the chat. And please, best wishes to you. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Oh my gosh, Debbie, that was so great. I love that, that there's 500 more scholarships. That is just incredible. I mean,
Yes.
Microsoft has done so much. So, for anybody listening out there, if you and people these are the things you want to take advantage of. And those 4 tips of really being curious, becoming a learner, announce your new skills, and continue training. These things are what are going to keep us flexible so that we can step into those roles that are available in the marketplace that weren't before, and they are now. And when I look at that, like 100 trillion, yes, women need that. They need
we need you,
that, right? And we
right.
need
And those, I'm sorry, I get all excited about this topic, and those things, keep learning, training, be curious. That applies to everyone, not just someone new to technology. Even someone in technology needs to continue learning. So keep exploring.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Wow, what a great way to set us up now for the Job Recruiting Lounge.